the Velvet Room, a space for an open conversation about Black love, marriage, religion, and generational wealth. Sit back and relax and be prepared for a real discussion and open conversation. Like and subscribe.
What's up, y'all? How you doing? How you doing?
What's up?
Hey,
Hey, great.
why?
Yes, sir.
We're lifted.
Yeah.
Come on, Shinway.
What's going on, everybody?
Today is a great day. Today is a great day.
Every day alive.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hey, can you hear that music? Okay.
Not now. We can't hear it at all.
Okay.
You play music?
Eric giving us music.
Oh, we got it. Hey, you talking about the shirt, right?
Oh, day, yeah. Would
Hey,
you
Felicia.
drink it on there?
Oh my,
Hey, y'all got your wine, right?
that's huge.
Well, I got a little upgrade from wine, you know.
What you got? What you got?
I got a little vanilla cognac.
That's for everybody.
Oh, yeah.
Jesus.
Don't be
It's gonna
get
be
on the Facebook and share the page.
That's right. Go everybody, share to your page. Come on in, speak. Who watching?
Yeah.
We have Denise Adams.
Oh, Eric, what you got, man? What you got?
Watch
I
out,
know.
man.
That's
You don't want none of this.
She don't want no Kool-Aid.
You don't want none of this.
Joelle.
Hey, this is leftover cranberry with Sprite in it that my wife had earlier.
Wow.
I said, let me get that.
That's over. That's over.
Come on in, everybody. Come on in.
Get that.
Relax. Get a glass of wine. Hang out, chill with us. Let's talk.
Let's do this.
What up, Houston?
Uh-oh.
Appreciate it, buddy. Hey, we gotta talk. Everybody's watching, please share to your page so your friends can see it. It really will help us grow.
Yeah, I got it.
All right, y'all got about 2 minutes before we get started. How's everybody weekend?
Oh, man. Weekend is great.
Pretty good.
It's been a hell of a week, man. And I'm happy.
Oh, yeah.
I'm really happy. It's been very uplifting.
Oh, wow.
Good.
Yeah,
That's great.
a lot of good things. A lot of good things been happening to me past couple of days.
Well, that's good, man. We're good. We're gonna have
Yeah,
to-
man. I'm enjoying it.
Good, man.
Yeah.
Check this out. Y'all know what we do when we first get started. Let's hear it. Is there anything right now y'all want to get off your chest? Something that may piss you off? You just got to get it out. Because I definitely got something.
I got something.
I got something too.
When you're trying to talk, like if you're talking to someone, right?
Mhm.
Not talking to them like relationship. You're having a conversation, and they know they're wrong. You prove it every time they're wrong. You know, you explain it, but they want to they want to get mad at you because you're right. That's pissed me off.
Shinwell,
I'm like, why you just can't accept you're wrong or say you're wrong? You want to try to argue that you're right when you know you're wrong, and then get mad at me when I'm right.
Jimmy, you're gonna cause a lot of people not to chime in because you stepped on a lot of toes just now.
I don't mind. I got big feet. I step on toes all the time.
That's right.
Okay.
Bring that smoke, baby. Bring that smoke.
well, yeah, that'll piss me off too. What you got, Eric?
Yeah.
Oh man, can you? I know some. Hey, if I step on your toes, good. Now, when I go to a shopping center, to a grocery store, to wherever it has grocery carts, why don't people put their grocery cart in the cart return? I literally saw this individual.
Hey, look, that's when you got to stick out of the church like this.
I literally, hey, listen to this. Somebody literally was parked beside, one slot beside the cart return and left their shopping cart outside of the cart return.
You saw me?
You, Anthony. Come on. It's good exercise if you just push the cart back.
Yeah.
You just push it out of the way, because if that cart was to hit your vehicle,
Right.
then we'll understand.
Yeah.
But what do I do? I take it and I push it in the cart return.
He's such a nice person.
He does the good deed.
Such a nice person.
I do the same thing, Eric. I do the same thing.
Hey, Felicia said our society is lazy.
Very much so.
Very much
And it's
so.
getting worse and worse
A
every day.
good amount of it.
Trust
Absolutely.
me.
So listen, I
Felicia
got one.
cheers to that one.
I got one. Maybe just small. I hate it when you go to the bathroom and whoever put on the toilet paper put it on where you when you roll down, it rolled down instead of this way. I hate that.
Yeah.
It's supposed to go over. Am I right?
So let me
I
ask
think
you.
relationships teach that.
So,
You can't stand toilet paper in public places, man.
so what decides where the toilet paper goes?
You're supposed to be able to just get it there and there. It's supposed to just come up just like that.
Really?
But you ever
You
experience the toilet
keep
paper
pulling,
where it's so
pulling.
you ever experience the toilet paper that's so thin that every time you pull it, just little pieces keep coming out, it just keep popping off. You have to keep digging in there to get it out. Like that, damn, why don't you just roll off the damn thing, man?
Well,
I mean,
if it-
think about it like this: you roll forward, and you're going. If it's going back, it's backwards. It's going that
I
reverse.
don't know how that works.
But what?
Go forward.
Let me ask you this: do you still wipe when it's wrong?
Yeah. What are you doing?
Or do you just get up and do that?
Yeah, we hope so.
Or do you get up and do that?
Like, I'm just gonna get up and pull my pants up. Damn this, damn that.
Oh my God.
Exactly. Over, not under. That's what I said. The same thing.
That's it. That's it.
Under will gather dust particles. Then it's a deal breaker. A deal breaker, really?
They ejaculate, you crazy.
Nobody likes it dusty.
No, you got it right.
And nobody likes the tissue that leaves little lip balls left when you after you wipe.
No.
Yeah, you won't notice it until you take a shower and wipe under there. You be like, damn, how'd that get
That's why they have diaper wipes. You're supposed to use diaper wipes and clean it off.
Hey, we don't all have purses. We don't all have purses and stuff that take diaper wipes.
Put it in your pocket. Ziploc bag. Put it in your pocket.
Now, why you gotta call it diaper wipes? Why not wet wipes?
That's what I call a wet wipe.
Diaper wipes. You telling something there?
They're multi-purpose. You can use your mouth and your behind both.
What about at the same time?
Don't use the same one though.
Why not? Why not? Why not?
All right, here we go.
Wipe.
All right, Aaron, let's check this out. Give me 1 second here.
All right.
And now it's time for the news. Hot topics. Hot topics.
Okay, so the hot topic in the news, we're gonna go with the R. Kelly situation. All right, I hear a lot of talk about the parents of the individual or the minors should be to blame for R. Kelly, but you hear on the other side that R. Kelly should be to blame because he's the adult one. So how do you look at the situation? Do you blame both parties? Or do you blame one over the other?
Every
Aren't the
adult
parents an
involved in
adult
that
too?
situation has a responsibility in it. Period.
Everybody.
Mm-hmm. Everybody has a responsibility.
Period.
Exactly.
You said everybody.
Parents, Everybody has.
Every adult, that's what I say. Every adult who was involved in that situation, whoever covered it up, whoever brought the girls to them, all of them, including.
But you know what though? I think that's how they got him. I think they cooperated. They made a deal with him because they got him with everything. There's no way they got him with everything unless people. I mean, that's everything. He didn't have a shot.
They were not going to let another black man off the hook. You're out your mind. Even though you know he's crazy. You know what I mean? Like, he you know, his mind is kind of messed up. But
Rob said they should get time. Are you talking about
The parents.
Rob?
The parents.
Yeah, that's neglect.
Yeah.
Well,
That's
y'all know all of it wasn't.
Yeah.
That wasn't the case for all of it. So
Yeah.
I mean, I look at it like this: even if a woman, let's say a woman left the house, right, and the kid is there, is that neglect? Because that man still, to me, I still think it can't start. The crime isn't committed until he did it. That's when the crime was committed. That's a fact.
I don't know what type of parent doesn't have, like, if you're not paying attention to your child, then how do you let all that go for that long, or let things like that happen? How do you not know?
Jimmy,
Yeah.
I think parents are paying attention. It's just that the love of money has caught their attention.
So if you love your money more than your kids, you
Rob said everyone
deserve.
involved.
Right.
You need to be locked up or put in a home or something. You know what I mean? Put in a place. Because if you taking money over your kids, come on, bro.
I believe it's a sickness that some people have to just allow their child to be prostituted for a little bit of change in the pocket.
Isn't there
Yeah.
some situations? Didn't they
True.
speak of some things
Even
where
more
the children
reason.
took off? Where the children took off with him
Yeah,
without
there were some.
knowing?
Yeah, some of those, the girl,
There
like
was
one of the
some,
girls,
absolutely.
her mother thought she was on her girlfriend's house, and she was sneaking over there.
And, oh yeah.
And she
See,
was
yeah,
doing that
because
daily.
children, they can lie. I mean, that's why it's so hard to put all the parents
Yep,
in
I
one
mean, too.
basket.
True indeed.
Because-
True indeed.
I mean,
But
Judy,
I know
yeah,
my
we did,
mother.
we did.
If I'm telling my mother that I'm going over someone's house, she's communicating with the other mother. Are
Right.
they there? Is that what's going on? Are
Right.
you
Not
really going
doing
over
that
there?
no
How
more
are you going to be
today,
over there?
Aaron.
Call me every hour to make sure. You know what I mean? You don't just let the world is totally different right now. You don't just let your kids out there, and let them do anything. I don't care if it's you harass your kids. I don't care. That's how you keep them safe.
Hey,
Yeah.
Rob, and I'm gonna ask Rob real quick. So all that stuff isn't identical. A couple of them, maybe that was the case, but not all of it. There's a couple of them that they wouldn't allow you to communicate with the parents. There was a couple of them, and then you gotta look at all the women, all the stuff he did. He broke a lot of laws. I mean, again, none of the stuff would took place. I mean, they couldn't even use the bathroom unless they asked him.
We
So
talk a lot about the women, but there were boys as well involved in this situation.
that's another story right there. That's another topic.
So
Yeah.
it was little girls and
It
little
still
boys.
falls in the
Right.
same type of category of your
Oh,
kids being.
absolutely.
You know what I mean?
So I know we talked about R. Kelly can be to blame, the parents can be to blame. When do you blame the individual minor? Because I do
Depends
believe
on the age.
when you become mature enough, then although you may not be the guilty one because of the law, but it's just like when you become mature enough to know right from wrong, I think they take responsibility as well, because we blame our children responsible when they do things around the house, when they lie to you, when they don't bring home the progress report. When are they held accountable as well?
Well, you know what? That's the line, because it's like, let's say it was an all girls basketball team, and there was a male coach, and that coach went on the road with them, and he ended up molesting one of those. It still doesn't take place until he did it. None of us is even irrelevant if he wouldn't took the first step to have done it. Every woman should feel safe around any man, and the fact that she can't, that's a problem, because honestly, that means that if he had an opportunity, whether they agreed or not, he's going to take it, because that's his fetish. So he should not desire any young girls, period.
You're
and
right.
Notice what happens. I don't care if somebody do bring it to you. If you don't do that, can happen. He the one that
That's
made he
true.
the
And I don't
mastermind
think,
behind all of it.
you can hold the children to the same responsibility as you hold the
No,
adult.
not the same responsibility, but do they have a little bit of responsibility?
They may
Yeah.
have some
Yeah.
responsibility, absolutely, but there's also the argument can be made that they're not mature enough, or
Right.
they
Could
can't
they juveniles?
consent to these things. Not number one. Number two, there's a such thing as being brainwashed. So do you hold them accountable for when they're brainwashed as well?
Now, there's a lot of smart kids out there. A lot of smart.
This is true.
I mean, who are book
We can
smart.
assume that they are, though.
I mean, they're a lot smarter than we are these days because they stay on the computer more than we do.
Yeah.
And that's the problem.
Yeah.
The computer
But
has
you
all
know,
that
whole
social
other
media.
Yeah.
Whole other topic.
Right.
Yeah. But children,
it
you
is.
know, they start making, before they're actually mature, they start making their own decisions prior to their maturity.
Absolutely.
So physically and mentally and so forth. So even if the parents can be, now our children may not go that far out with stuff, you know, doing what they did with R. Kelly, but still in regular situations, they're still, like you said, in the home, they're still making decisions that might be not quite how the parent may have wanted it to be. So they're falling up. The parent has to set the foundation while they're young. So you set that foundation strongly. And as you said, when money becomes greater, but you can take it to the parent not even making your job more important than your parenting in home.
Right.
Or making being out of the house more important than, as they say, lock key children, you know, making it more important that you instill things in your children strongly, so that they can differentiate those types of, you know, those types of decision making, because that's huge decision making.
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave my parents and go be. That's huge.
Yeah,
that's huge.
And you know, some of the parents really try. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, in some cases, you can instill all you want to into your children. They're still human beings who make bad decisions.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That's why that's a huge one.
Oh, absolutely.
That's a huge bad decision.
But
There's a lot of
Rob, though, that
That's
some of
a
the people who work for him should be responsible. His enablers, the people that went out and recruited young girls, they helped him. They
I
should.
agree. There's a lot of people who should be responsible that work for R. Kelly.
Yeah.
Because they know better as well. It's like somebody go with you to rob somebody and somebody end up getting killed. You drove them to, you the one that went with them. You knew they was getting ready to rob. You was part of it because you was a lookout person. So I think they have something to do with it as well.
Yep. All right. Y'all, let's go. We go to today's topic. But before I do that, I want to introduce everybody.
Hey, appreciate Robert for chiming in, Robert.
That's right, Rob. Appreciate you. Wait a minute. Rob said it's called conspiracy. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And I hate it for him too, man, because he's a musical genius. I mean, I hate that part. But I
Yeah.
just separated. I mean, everybody falls short on some things. I
Do you-
think that have
Did you see
That's
what
an unresolved issue.
you see
I
what
mean,
Felicia
it's on
said?
history.
You see what Felicia said? She said both the money stopped and the parents came forward. So when the money stopped, that's when the parent came forward. I agree in some form, Felicia.
But I'm pretty sure if they broke the law, the question is if that was the case, why didn't they charge him? I don't think there was a law in that. And then they are peons compared to what they were trying to get. They're trying to get him.
I guarantee if they do deeper digging into the situation. Hey!
Oh my God! I just went through hell to get in here, guys.
Into the situation, I guarantee some of them parents would be locked up for a while. I guarantee they dig deeper into that situation.
Oh, yeah.
I guarantee there was a lot of money put out there for these kids, for those parents' kids.
Now, all the parents not get paid now because some of them really try to get.
I'm not saying all. I'm not saying all of them, but most of them got paid, and they stayed quiet. You know what I mean? I guarantee you can just tell. It's just like you can smell it in the air when it comes to that situation. That there's not that many parents. They're gonna. That's not you crazy. That many children who are a victim of R. Kelly and their parents didn't know.
Right.
Mhm. Mhm.
You know what I mean?
So,
Right.
all right, y'all, let's move on to the topic of the day. But before we do, let's introduce everybody. Right here to we're going to start with Eric, go down to on your side of you, then we'll go down, and then all the way down to Sheila.
What you say, Anthony?
And introduce yourself to the audience.
Hey, what's going on, audience? For Eric. Hey, I'm happy to be a part of this podcast and just be real with you down here in Florida.
He had to add the Florida.
Where we from,
We
right?
got, man.
Hey everybody, I'm Danielle. Coming to you from North Carolina.
Okay.
Hey everybody, I'm Disa Rose. As Eric said, coming from Hollywood.
Okay.
And I'm Jim Savage. Jim Savage drinking the mook out today.
Okay.
I do want to say I like that Wakanda chain up there, man.
Oh, appreciate it.
I like that chain. I've been checking it out. I need one of those. Where you get that from?
If I tell you where it came from, I got it from Amazon. I got it for my son's birthday, so he don't know I got it.
Oh,
I bought it, so technically it's still mine, I guess.
Well, you know, on a podcast.
And last but not least,
Hey everybody, it's Shinwei. I'm in North Carolina now, but I come ways from New York.
Okay.
All right, Tri-State sister.
Yep.
You don't
All right,
see that
Noah.
Bronx back there?
I hear.
Let's get to
I
the
hear the
topic
New York in your voice.
of
I was
the
waiting
day.
for you to confirm.
Right.
Here we go. Why is there lack of communication when it comes to sexual satisfaction in a relationship? Who want to start this off?
Come on, y'all.
Eric,
Well,
what's good?
Okay, I'll say something. And ladies, please answer this for me, please. Why is it that when y'all first get into a relationship, I think women, y'all might have some freak in y'all, but y'all don't really be saying that because y'all be trying to play this role to try to be this certain image. I think that in the beginning, if you got some desires, some fantasies, say that stuff in the beginning. Because with men, the way we work, if you said later on, we would think like, okay, where the hell you get that from? You ain't been like that. Like we would think, okay, what else you doing? Who you talking to? Is this a new shit? So if you got that, say that stuff in the beginning. If you got a freaky side, let that man know in the beginning. Don't be trying to get way down the line and pop it up because to us it don't feel right. But it's me. All right.
No, that's true. That's definitely true. Because it's a mindset. You know what I mean? Because it's like you said, if you are acting really reserved at the beginning, and you got us thinking we teaching you something, doing our thing, messing our heads. I'm sorry, Chris. And all of a sudden, you doing something like all types of lickety, all types of stuff that we never seen you do before later down the road. But like, okay, where you get that from? Why all of a sudden now down the road you want to try all that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now we're like, oh, is she cheating and some other dude, teaching her that? Why can't we just be open from the beginning? You know what I mean? The exploration of sex will be so much better if we just, all right, I'm open to whatever. Let's try this. Let's do this. Whatever.
I think
I think we're talking about a couple different things because it sounds.
It's lack of communication, regardless.
Is it really? Because in the beginning, don't you really feel you need to get to a place of comfort with who you're sleeping with? That's just my.
But all right. But if you don't blow your back out the first time, if you don't blow your back out the first time, aren't you kind of disappointed?
Wait, let me say this.
Itself is separate from the.
Let Daniel finish.
But what I'm saying is that sometimes if you get later on and y'all never had that type of intimate communication in the beginning, then later on it's awkward because y'all didn't never really communicate that way before. So it does affect the communication because we don't like. Well, you have to be open in the beginning so that person knows you can't do it later.
Well, let me get it to you. Like this. I'm going from two angles. From a marriage standpoint, then yes, you should be bold enough, confident enough to have that conversation with your significant other. Now, it should be detailed enough so we can be able to satisfy one another. But I'm telling you, it's a very sensitive subject that most people don't talk about, and I think part of that reason is because it's something that just happened. You know, it's not like, hey, how you want to do it when you want to do it. Or do you just sip and then you start in or whatever, and it just goes.
Yeah.
Now, from the other angle, if you just dating, then it just goes with the flow. And a lot of times, if you don't have a serious relationship, then you're not going to talk about it, because if it's happening repetitive over and over and over and over again, then obviously to that individual, it must be good. But in a marriage, I think, you know, you should be confident enough to have that type of.
I would add in a dating situation where there is no true commitment to each other.
Right.
There's some things you hold back on unless that man is your man.
Yeah.
Hold up. Why have sex in the first place?
Yeah. Because the mindset.
If you're not that comfortable, doing and sex is sex. It's an activity. You know what I'm saying? No matter what.
It's different when you're married, though.
That's a different
thought process is different when
that's a different type of communication. That's a different type of communication. There's communication on all levels of sexual satisfaction. It could be when you first meet. It could be when you're dating. It could be when you're married. There's all different types of lack of communication in every different situation and level of sexuality. You know what I mean? So with sex, when you're having sex, you want good sex with the person you choose to have sex with. If you want to have good sex, then why not communicate what you like and your dislike so we can give you that good stuff? You know what I'm saying? You never know. But when you want to be reserved and all that, and then all of a sudden he don't like, everybody's nervous when they first have sex or start off with sex. They be like, oh, should I do this? Should I do that? You're missing out on it. You're missing out on good sex because everybody wants to be. They're like, I don't know. I want to say what I really feel or how I really want it. And then all of a sudden, you know what I mean? Like there's situations where you'll like say you have good sex with a person, and it's decent. You know what I mean? And the person wasn't satisfied. You miss out on an opportunity that person could have satisfied you even more. Maybe that person wasn't thinking that I'm not going to go a little extra because they think I'm too freaky or crazy. You didn't get it, so you go off to the next level to another person. And not realizing you could have had great sex with that person, you just communicated, or you know what I mean? You understand what I'm trying to say?
And again, I think it's very different if you're just dating someone and committed in a relationship with someone. Whether you're married or not, a committed relationship, I think that's different. Because if we decide that we're gonna be together, blah blah blah, then we really gonna have a conversation. If I really like you. If I really like you, and there's some things that we need to do or I need to do, so that we can sustain.
I don't understand that. I don't know why you back on sex because of
just because you just the dude I'm hanging with right now.
It's the security of our mindset, I think. Just like she was saying, when you're you're in that type of relationship where it is understood. Right. Like when you're married, it's understood. So communication is going to be ongoing in a marriage. But when we're dating each other, that's not understood. That's like it might not, my communication might be here today, it might not be there tomorrow. I think it's what you lay the foundation on. But communication with everybody, whether you're at the workplace or sexual or married, that's one of the biggest faults that people have is communication. So absolutely. Despite the fact of whether she talks to you at the beginning or whether she talks to you at the end, it's ongoing communication that's the actual problem overall for anybody anyways.
Yeah. You know what? Go ahead, Sean. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No. I mean, everyone's come have some great points, but shame on the men, because you know we are flowers. And you know we have levels to this shit, right? Come on now. So at the end of the day, just like the sister was saying, communication is vital, is essential. It's not an option. You should be communicating from the beginning before sex is even introduced. And as you're communicating, you're going to understand someone's mindset. You're going to understand how they think. You're going to get them up here first. You're going to get in their head. See, the thing is, we're so mediocre with each other and we're not communicating. You get wet up here first. And as you peel those layers, I'm having all kind of technical difficulties today. I'm sorry, guys. As you peel those layers, you begin to understand who you're dealing with and how you're going to open up that flower. So good communication fosters. Say that again.
I like how you put all that.
It fosters good.
How you blaming the man? I don't get it.
No. I'm not blaming the men. I'm just piggybacking off the fact that when we started this, we're talking about people being honest and not letting you know everything about them sexually from the beginning. And what I'm saying, as you're communicating and you're beginning to understand each other, those things will unfold. It's not my fault that you having sex on the first day and you don't know anything about this person. By luck, you might have a great sexual experience, but most likely you might not. I mean, you need to give the person an opportunity to really understand what makes you tick. And again, that communication, it doesn't only happen with your partner, but it happens with yourself. You know, do we even know what we like? Are we talking to ourselves? Hey, are we touching ourselves? Well, that's another show. But I mean, honestly, yes. I mean, I'll piggyback off you guys as I don't want to monopolize, but we got to be fair. We can't give all the tricks on the first night. Come on now.
You know what? Becky will, and that's where you go. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about like sexual satisfaction. Not let's relate. I'm talking about when you want to have some good sex, the lack of what you really want, because after you're like, oh, you wasn't doing it right. Everybody want to complain about you wasn't hitting it right. How do you hit it right?
Okay. Like that's where we disagree. The relating goes hand in hand with the sex. You're trying to separate it. You can't say not the relating part. No. We're relating. Sex is just relating physically, but we're relating.
You are relating. But I'm saying,
so you can't just say not the relating part. What do you mean not the relating part?
I said relationships, not relating. Everybody's relating when they're encountered with a person.
Okay, so even with the relationship,
don't let it go to a relationship, because everybody has sex off whims. Everybody's having sex with somebody they just talked to. I'm talking about good satisfaction and a lack of what you really want when you want to have sex. You know what I'm saying?
Let me tell you something, brother. Voice yourself, Shinway.
No, voice yourself. Say what you gotta say, darling.
No. I mean, because honestly, it's a connection. I think someone said it in the chat. It's the compatibility. And the point I'm trying to make, before, you don't know what type of trauma a woman has. Sometimes people are not honest about communicating. There's some trauma going on. It doesn't mean that you are not the man that can take her there. Because I believe in you, Jimmy Savage. I believe. All right. I don't believe everyone is just talk. I believe you know what you're doing. But for the sake of the woman, the next woman you touch, I hope that you are communicating with her. I hope you're trying to understand what makes that woman who she is, and that's going to really help you in the bedroom.
Maybe I'm thinking of the question differently than you are seeing it. I'm seeing it as in just like in a sexual encounter. At first, I'm seeing it sex. If we want to talk about, if we can separate it and be like in a relationship, in a marriage, or a first encounter. But I'm going I'm taking it as in just sex. If we're having sex, there also is a lack of communication in that area too. You having sex, yeah, but what you want, that should be a comfortable conversation when you're trying to have sex or attracted to a person. Sex should be one of the most things you talk about through most of the dating. Well, because if you're sexually attracted to a person, knowing that's going to lead to it, lead to that, I think you should start off talking about sex a lot.
You make a great point. Someone in the chat room just said, should you even be having sex before you decide to make a commitment?
Let me tell you that one. There's two types of sex. There's good sex, there's bad sex. Good
Yes,
sex,
sir.
Go ahead.
is
I
before
agree
marriage.
to that.
Now the Bible talks about sex is good. It's real good and it's wonderful whenever you are married. But it's really bad good sex whenever you're not married. It's a feeling. It's a satisfaction. And
That
sometimes,
Kool-Aid got you.
sometimes, like somebody said, it's like a sprint. And sometimes it happens so fast because the adrenaline get to going. It's like singing happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, and then it's
I
over
hope
with.
it ain't like that.
It's over with. It's a sprint. It's a sprint because you're like, oh, I got to get it out of me. I feel something, and then you just explode. But like somebody said, it's a marathon and not a sprint. So we can talk about what sex is all day, and we all have different philosophy and different mindsets on it. But there's good sex and there's bad sex.
It's
Me,
mediocre sex.
because in the Bible it also says, I'd rather be married and have sex than commit fornication. I'd rather marry. It's biblical.
You made a whole different.
To have, although it may be the wrong reason, but the Bible talks about you should marry if you think you're going to have sex. Now, marry the right person.
Okay, so question here, Eric, for real, because the question is, and why is there a lack of communication when it comes to sexual satisfaction? There's married people that's not satisfied. Let's keep it real.
Right, and that's why.
Come on, let's let the church say amen.
Well, yeah.
There are married people that are not having good sex, and
But
there are married people that are not making the proactive choice to satisfy their partner or to talk about not being satisfied. So this conversation is not just for single people, it's not just for non-Christian people, it's for Christians and it's for married people. It's for everyone, because a lot of us are not
Good
honest.
sex and bad sex. Yeah, it's for everyone.
There's mediocre sex too.
So I don't want people to, you can't assume because you abided by, come on, God gave us discernment.
I'm
Right?
talking from
And just because you are
my
good.
belief, in my opinion. That's my belief, in my opinion.
No, what I'm saying is, I think are we talking about, what you're talking about is sex should happen with marriage, under the guidelines of marriage. And I'm not saying everyone disagrees with that. What I'm asking is, do you as a married man, because you're coming from a standpoint as a married man, as a Christian married man, do you not believe there's married Christians who are not satisfied sexually?
Oh yeah, I said in the very beginning, when you're married, you should be confident and bold enough to have those deep conversations. I said that in the beginning when I first opened up the first time. I do believe when people who are not married, sometimes it just goes with the flow. And when you just repetitively having sex with one another, the other person assumes that you're satisfied.
Right.
If you're not communicating.
And
So
maybe because that connection hasn't been made.
Amen.
Right.
So if the connection has been made, then why have sex?
Because some people just like sex. You know? Some people just like sex, so they just have sex and they
Right,
go.
exactly. So for that person, that's what it is for them. All that like connection, like trying to figure out what you don't like and all that kind of stuff. That might not be what they're there for.
Right.
Whereas, because I'm just here, I'm good. This is, I'm good. We did that. Da, 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 da. And there is relationships based off of that. He's not really, or she's not really fully connected. Whereas truth is, when you are married, satisfied or unsatisfied, you're going to have that conversation either willingly or unwillingly. That's going to manifest itself at some point, either way. Because two people who are going to be together and they know they're going to be together.
Right.
Are going to deal with that eventually.
Hey, let me say this. I think one of the problems is sometimes you go into a relationship, I keep saying this, you really have to stay in tune with each other. you have to really keep talking. Just normal communication. Notice when something's wrong with the person. Sometimes, we leave in the morning time, you go in your direction, I go in mine. And then you come back to his base, and then you on the computer, you on the phone, he's doing something that's playing a video game. You have to reconnect them. And I think that's why sometimes when the talks happen, we're not slowing down. We just all over the place. Then get to this one meeting place, then the energies don't match. So the only way the energy can match is y'all have to stay, when you get home from work, find some time, a long time, and keep talking. Talking is the key, period. But again, that stuff starts in the very, very beginning. You can't switch it up because we get to know you a certain way. If you're going to grow, that's what I think the in-tune things like you growing together, because we're going to both change. That's the thing about it. It ain't going to be the same in the beginning. Sometimes it changes, but you got to be used to talking, because other than that, it's going to be awkward.
Right. Do you think, Anthony, do you think it also, and for everyone else, do you think it can be something that's painful in somebody's past with a prior relationship on why the communication may not be there because of something what happened in the past?
Yep.
Yeah, that's one of the things that I
And
brought up.
molestation.
Yeah, that's one of the things that I was bringing up.
Too.
In terms of the past and having that vulnerability and that want to open up. That's why the communication is so essential, so you can build that trust, and the other person can feel want to be vulnerable with you. And that's why it must start before the bedroom. And the reason why commitment and marriage is so important is because you're declaring that you're committed to this person, you're willing to do the work, you want to understand. You know, and by you having these conversations with someone, like Anthony was saying, as a part of the relationship, I can decipher whether you're worth to continue the conversation with. So as I'm having conversations with men, and I'm seeing where your mind is, I'm seeing your kindness. Your kindness starts, your loveliness starts before you touch me, right? You open me up way before the bedroom. I think that's why this conversation is so important, because we have desensitized ourselves by being over sexualized, right? All we see is sex, right? And this is not a porno. This doesn't it don't happen like that. That's not how you want it to happen all the time, at least, right? You want to have an intimate connection with someone.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, okay, y'all, real quick. We got to move on to Valera. Real quick, Eric, a couple seconds. What do you say?
Well, I say, the best form of communication, a lot of time, it's not just communication, it's effective communication. And I think when you have effective communication, you have an understanding and want to meet the person needs you're having sex with.
Yeah.
What are you, Danielle?
If you define what exactly is going on between the two of you early on, there will be no problem in having that conversation about your sexual satisfaction.
These
I so zoned out, but I'm gonna say I'm gonna say this one thing.
That wine, baby, that wine.
Take it back to high school like this. You don't get none until you are 100% sure that you even want to engage in. So if you're in a relationship, I just feel like don't give none until you're 100% sure. And that means lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of communication.
I thought you were gonna say lots of sex. You said
Anthony.
I was thinking that. Was that all one?
Lots of sex, yes.
Yeah.
More sex you had, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Dang, on it. All right, Jimmy, what you got?
Well, what I have is, when you're having sex, go all out. That's all. Just take it to the limit. You know what I mean? Like,
How many kids you got, Jimmy? I never asked you that.
You, huh?
If you can, you can hear.
We'll go to commercial now.
I have 3 kids.
Oh, that's it. Okay. Uh-huh.
Oh, wow.
Because I'm like, what? Why that's it? What do you mean? I look like right? I look like I
Take
just
it to the limit.
baby, right? What? You can wear condoms.
Sure, what you got? What you got?
I'm just looking at my notes here. Something I have: in order to have an open, honest, and valuable sexual relationship with your partner, we must be able to freely communicate in a healthy manner. Communication is a must from the beginning. Yeah.
With everything.
With
All right.
everything.
All right, y'all. Here we go. Viv letter.
Sit in for male and female. People just like you and me. The Velvet Letter. The Velvet Letter. Velvet Letter. It's about to be juicy, hot,
Yeah.
We got a quick one tonight. Dear Velvet Room,
Okay.
my best friend and I have been tight like sisters since we were in high school. She's been my shoulder to cry on through highs and lows of my dating life, while she, on the other hand, was with the same guy for the last 15 years. They broke up for like the third or fourth time about a month ago, but this time it seems like it's really over. I have held on to a nagging secret for at least 5 years, and every day I feel like I need to tell her that I made out with him while they were together. When I say I made out, it was a deeply passionate kiss with some touching and rubbing. We were completely clothed and stopped before it went too far. Should I tell her or not? Signed, Anonymous.
Well,
it's too late now.
So that means don't tell her? Or is that what you're saying, Jimmy?
I don't know, man. It's like I say this: if you're gonna tell her now, she's gonna hate you even worse because you let her ride that long with that secret while you had all that passionate moment with my man, and you just wait that long and not telling me you're not a good friend. First and foremost, you're done.
Keep it to yourself.
wait a minute.
So if you're willing to lose your friendship, go ahead and tell it.
Now I gotta say this to the main girl, beat her ass.
Beat that ass. Damn.
Panel.
Damn.
Oh, wow.
Anthony,
You're being real here,
And
no
grabbing my pearls here. Oh, wow.
well, there's a
I agree. I think she needs to keep it to herself. She done kept it to herself too long.
Yeah.
I feel
you do
I
that
feel
long.
like okay, so I'm gonna be the only one.
Let me just say this. What are you trying to accomplish by sharing this?
Okay.
Right.
But you trying to relieve yourself of some discomfort. You should have relieved yourself in that room 5 years ago. You don't dump this on that girl.
When you
Okay,
read that
and you know
letter,
what?
the
You-
first
you
thing I
have a
thought
good-
about. The first thing I thought about was, does she want to mess with him again or want to be with him?
I
Or
thought
something,
the
you know what I
same
mean?
thing.
So I'm thinking she might tell him so they can separate so she can go be with him. That's the first thought I got.
Yeah.
So if I'm the only one on the panel that disagrees with that, I'm gonna disagree and say I think she should tell her. If it was my situation, do I think she should have told her from the beginning? Absolutely, I agree with you guys. However, if she does not tell her, her friendship is built on a lie. Okay, so if this is a close friendship, and I know how I am there for my close sisters, I can't say that I really love you and I'm living this lie and holding on to this lie, and you're trusting me with your inner self. So me personally, I think she needs to tell her. She needs to set herself free, and she needs to put her girlfriend in the know. For if any other reason, like Jimmy said, she might decide to go back to that man. She needs to know the whole truth, at least the ones that her girlfriend could give her, because God knows if he's giving her the whole truth. Absolutely, I think she should tell her. Is it
Do
going to
you
be
think
uncomfortable? Is it going to be hard? Is it going to be hurtful? Yes, but I think she should tell her.
And these
But
two,
don't you think like a good friend protects their friends also, right?
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's kind of like a protection also. Like, you didn't go, you did your little thing, you did your kiss, you went by. She should have told her at the moment. But if you already you kept going with that, you know what I mean, and pretending to be a friend,
So you
I
should
think
continue
now
to
is not
pretend
the-
to be her friend?
Is it
or
really
leave.
necessary? And I would
I think you should just
disagree
leave
that the friendship is built on a lie because they've been friends since they were kids. This is something that
Before
happened
that guy,
within the
right?
last 5 years. So they have a different relationship outside of this dude. Granted,
So it's protected.
it's something totally different if the friend and the boyfriend gets back together. But if it seems like this relationship is over, what is the goal of sharing this information now?
I understand that standpoint, but I'm looking beyond the relationship between him and her. I'm looking at the two friends. And when I said built on a lie from this point,
sister to sister.
yes,
Yeah.
you looking in your sister's eyes and you knowing that you that's shady to me.
Don't tell me nothing like that. Not 5 years after the fact.
What if it's Eric?
Not 5 years.
Yeah,
I feel you.
yeah. You know, if you go rock,
Hey, hold on, y'all, hold on. Let Eric say something.
Let me ask you this. Have you ever had a friend that you didn't tell something to them, whether it was that you liked the clothes that you didn't like the clothes that they was wearing, that you didn't like their hairdo? I look at it this way. I think it comes from the guilt. If you know in your heart you did something wrong and you feel guilty about it, what is going to satisfy you being guilty? Meaning, do you ask for forgiveness from God and leave it alone, and now you moving on? Or do you carry that guilt, and you're not going to release that guilt until you tell the individual? So I think it's all about the individual who did it, because I'm quite sure there's a lot of times that we should have told our friends something and we didn't tell them. Now,
You're like saying let the spirit move you. It's in the individual.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
I would say make up for it.
What you got, Anthony?
It's not, you know what I mean? You did that. You lasted that long. You obviously were friends before that, so you got a special bond. You did something you're not supposed to do, but you were willing to stop and let that go 5 years. You're gonna hurt that person's heart. You're gonna you gotta protect your friend also. You didn't go as far as having sex with them, trying to build a relationship. It was one moment there you messed up. You realize that. Take that guilt or whatever and make up for it. Give that person a gift or take them out. Make sure they find a good man in the next level. You know what I'm saying? Like, or if she tries to go back, like, boom, let me just tell you something. Or man up then, let me tell you something. Don't go back to that person because he's willing to do this, blah, blah, blah. You know, then you can tell your secret or something like that.
Well, y'all, I mean, honestly, sometimes stuff can happen. If it's a one-time thing, I think it's a little different. And I say it's better. But it's another thing if it's an ongoing thing. So I think that sometimes we all can make mistakes. Sometimes I realize myself, you could be put in a bad position. Like he could have went to the house while your boy was gone, and she said, "Come on in." And sometimes you don't mean for it. It's just a moment. Something can happen. It's definitely possible.
Go ahead.
Listen, it's definitely
Don't dig the hole, right? Anthony. Don't dig the hole.
I'm not. I'm just saying. I'm just keeping real. Stuff do happen.
No, I understand what you're saying.
But if it does, and you didn't mean to do it, now here's the thing. You said you're looking at your friend's eye, and you're not being honest with her, right? Or you can hurt her. She now to tell you now, even though she don't know, she ain't hurt.
And you shouldn't be if you.
I'm not saying we all make mistakes. I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying like you're gonna choose between hurting your friend and losing their friendship, or you know what, this didn't mean to happen. I'm gonna just keep listening to myself. And
in other words, what's the end result?
Yeah,
especially
if it was that bad.
I mean, who are you satisfying? Because you didn't satisfy her. Keep it real. You didn't satisfy her.
Just made her angry.
Satisfy yourself. I don't know. I mean, it can go either way.
Your friend even more.
You didn't. If it wasn't an ongoing, continuous thing, like you said, like Anthony said, you know, I think you people always mess up. People always make a mistake, and she obviously wrote the velvet letter because she feels bad. So, so you know what? What I would do is you went 5 years holding that secret. Don't hurt your friend's heart because it's gonna hurt even more knowing you went that long holding that small little thing. It is small to me because you know what I'm saying. We all jack up. You kiss her boyfriend. You didn't kiss him afterwards. Obviously, it didn't mean nothing. You move on or make up for it. Take her out. You know what I mean? Like, you know what? I'm gonna treat you to a whole day of just you. Who you are because you're my friend. You know what I mean? Because if vice versa, hold up. If a man was mean, if you felt like your boyfriend treated you some type of way, right? And he didn't want to make up for it, you want him to treat you in some type of way, right? So he treats you to a spa, you're over it. Right or wrong? You're like, you know what? He went out too late. I'm gonna get over it because he treated me to a spot.
No, because then he'll learn the behavior.
If I'm talking at the same time, you just open a whole new can of worms.
No, I think if, like Eric said, it's the individual. If it's in her to tell the truth, and she has whatever your internal self tells you,
right?
You have to submit to yourself.
That's right.
So if you're telling, that goes to a right or wrong, we have to answer to that call. So like whatever your internal self is telling you, you have to submit to it. Yeah, so if her self tells her, yes, I need to tell my friend, you need to tell it, because it's not about how the friend reacts. It's really you doing you right.
There you go. Right. Bing, 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 bing. I'm with that.
Absolutely right about that. I agree.
Hey, we gotta move on. All right, here we go.
Sex facts. Sex facts. Sex facts.
All right, Jimmy,
I like that picture. I look like a
what Jimmy got this week. I'm already
got the best
picture right there. So, sex facts.
We just did.
I want to.
Right.
I know, right?
Right. Those are six facts right there. The whole thing. So, I want to give you a six facts, and then I'm gonna ask the panel a question, and it's gonna be a really good question. But sex facts is this. Yeah, I see you nodding your head. Sex facts is this. That I want to give you two sex facts. One is 46% of women think of other people while they're having sex with their spouse.
Ooh, how much was that?
Dang.
46.
Woo! Why you laughing? Why you laughing?
I just think it's funny.
What do you think about you with Shamar Moore or something?
Danny, you better not tell you.
LL Cool J.
You know what?
I do that. What's his name?
I don't mind.
I ain't think about it.
I don't even want to know. My whole thing is I don't want to know. If you are thinking of someone, that's a better way for you to explore my body more, for you to give me good sex. It's about good pleasure. That's what it's about. So if you want to think, if I'm messing with a girl, she's thinking about Denzel Washington, and her thoughts that Denzel Washington was going wild on him, guess who gets the pleasure? Me.
Not Denzel, right?
And you know what? I'm gonna write Denzel a velvet letter and be like, "Hey, Denzel, you know what? I appreciate you, because you know I got some good stuff that night." That's all I'm gonna say. Another sexual fact is that masturbation builds confidence and a self-awareness of better sex. Who agrees with that? I agree. I masturbate. Nobody even know when I masturbate, but I masturbate.
We know now.
Right.
Nobody knew before I said it.
Right.
All of Facebook know. All of YouTube know.
I don't mind. Because you know what? You hear me saying I explore myself. Maybe somebody who don't will sit back and explore themselves. All of a sudden, they walk down the street like, you know?
That's right.
So it's all the message.
I am a firm believer in if you need to be able to explore yourself to know what you like.
Right, right.
I'm gonna add to that, especially for women, because your sexual organ is external. You get to see it. There is a tunnel in us that goes and goes and goes, and you need to know when you hit the goal. You need to know where that is. You need to know how it feels. That texture is rubbery. You need to know the rips. Let me tell you something. I am a firm believer of V-steams. Women on the panel, do you know what that is?
Absolutely.
Okay, men on the panel, do you know what that is?
I
V-steams.
would love to know.
Okay, I know you would, Jimmy. Lord, Jimmy.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
when you sit on a like a toilet seat device, and there's a hot water at the bottom with herbs, and the vapor goes up your vagina,
Oh yeah.
and it helps build
So that's
moisture.
like when a guy has oral sex with a woman with an Altoid in his mouth.
It's not the same thing, Jimmy.
Oh, I
I
thought that.
can't. I can't with him. I can't. Jimmy.
It's not the same thing,
Jimmy,
bro.
that's a throwback
It's
right
not-
there.
I wouldn't say it's the same exact because my mouth is not the toilet, but you're getting a different type of minty sensation, right? You got some herbs and spices.
Well,
in
it's
the
not
water
even
and you
so is it the herbs don't perform a sensation, they
Oh,
provide
okay. I thought you did.
moisture.
Moisture.
They provide moisture. But I'm saying that to say after Ooh, are we off? Okay. I'm saying that to say after you get that done and that moisture is there, the vagina can feel different.
Just like lube.
Yes.
All right, y'all, everybody bring glasses up.
Glasses up. I didn't get to ask y'all that question.
We need a longer
Next
show.
time, I'll ask that question
No,
next time.
we need to extend this
Everybody.
That
back.
boy said move.
It's to my kings, my queens.
All the
This is
queens.
to love. Going forward, building wealth, and look forward to positive vibes and good energy, y'all. See y'all next week.
Just that.
Always.
Bye, beautiful people.
Royalty, baby. Royalty.
Royalty.
Cranberry.
We love that Kool-Aid.
Y'all have a good week.
That Kool-Aid was actually our kid childhood. We was addicted to Kool-Aid.